everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Courtney, and today I am refurbishing this picnic table. It is technically already refurbished because I have to record my intro and my outro at the same time, but I wanted to just pop on, say hello, and explain what this video is about. So I'm going to switch to a voiceover just because all of the power tools were pretty loud, and I will see you in just a minute. Alrighty, so I'm here with the voiceover. This is the picnic table. Before we did anything to it, you can tell that the benches are pretty bad and need to be replaced. Other than that, it just needs a power wash, and it was pretty much good to go. I would like to just point out that in the rest of the video, I was not wearing any type of safety gear, and obviously that is not the way to do things. You should really wear some safety gear like glasses and gloves and stuff to keep yourself protected, but I didn't do that. I was wrong, and I'm really sorry. But this is before, and hopefully you'll get to see after pretty soon. So here is me obviously measuring the length of the bench to see how long we had to cut it, the wood, and it was about 71.5 inches. So I measured the board out and made sure that I was measuring to 71.5 inches. And there's me asking if I'm supposed to turn it on first or if I'm not. But you do. You turn on the saw and then you bring it down to cut. And I'm making quite a bit of faces, but that's okay. So we had to cut the edges off, and we realized here that we had the wrong direction. So we tilted the blade to about 45 degrees and cut to do diagonals on the wood. We then had to remove all of the screws from the old bench, which was kind of fun. I really kind of enjoyed this part, except the screws got quite a bit hotter than I was expecting. So I grabbed a couple without thinking about it, and I didn't burn myself, but it was pretty hot. This part of the board right here was like the worst shape, so it was pretty easy to get those screws out. I also realized that I should really pull out my hair at this point because it was really hot, and I also didn't want it to get caught in anything. I also realized that there were some star-shaped screws on this side. They must have added more screws, the previous owner. So I was asking my dad if we had a drill bit with like a star shape, which apparently that's used to in woodworking a lot. My mom also came and told me that I should put my hand on the end of the drill to put weight on it to make the screws come out a little bit easier, and it helped a ton. So that was awesome. Thanks, Mom. Here is me showing off all of my muscles and pulling off the wooden benches. I don't really have a ton of muscles, so it was a little hard. This other side, the screws were actually pretty rusty, and they started to break as I was taking them out of the benches. So on the end of the bench, the screw broke off really shallow and was still in the base. So I actually had to peel it out of the base of the picnic table. I don't know. Sorry about all the bugs, by the way. But either way, I got it and I was strong and moved it again. So now we are putting the new boards down, making sure that the outside piece is flush with the edge of the base of the picnic table. And this was pretty fun. This was easy. Like I said, I'm not strong, so that's kind of like the only part that I struggled a little bit with. But once they were laid out, I started to screw them into the base, and this is the part that I was like most nervous about. I was really nervous that the screws were going to go in crooked, or I don't know. I was just kind of nervous that I was going to do it wrong, but it actually ended up turning out to be a little bit fun, just because once you like got them partially into the wood and you put a little bit of pressure on them, they went like straight into the board, and it was fine. It was a little nerve-wracking, but it was fine and pretty fun. As you can see, that's where I started getting really nervous that it was going to go in crooked. And I think some of the nails did go in a little bit crooked, but that's okay. Or screws. Here's me doing the other side of the bench. This side obviously went just a little bit better. This is also when I realized that I shouldn't put my hand underneath the drill. Because I could hurt myself. So as much as I really wanted to hold the screw in place, that was not one of my better ideas. And I learned that pretty fast, because I almost like whacked myself with the drill, but it ended up being okay. Here's me power washing the table. And this was arguably my favorite part. I absolutely love power washing. I think it's so much fun and super satisfying. I always watch those videos on like Facebook or TikTok of people power washing stuff or like washing carpets, and it's just super satisfying, and the instant gratification of watching the algae or whatever was growing on this table come off was amazing. My mom helped me record this, and she was awesome, because there's absolutely no way I could have gotten this angle on my own without like soaking the camera. So thank you, Mom, for helping me record this part of the video, and thank you to my dad for showing me how to fix the bench and also set up the power washer, because I had never set up the power washer before this. So I learned a couple valuable lessons at this point. Like, always make sure that the water hose is turned off before you disconnect it from the squirt nozzle, and also make sure you turn off the hose before you disconnect it from the power washer. So I could have gotten soaked, but my parents saved me, and I was really, really happy. So here's the end result. Obviously it's still wet from power washing, but I'm really, really happy with the way that it turned out. I just ordered a decorative tablecloth to go on top, and I'm trying to decide if I want to paint the benches just to liven it up just a little bit more. So please let me know down below if you think I should paint the benches or not. And yeah, I will come back with an outro, and I'm just really happy with the way that it turned out. Alrighty, and here we have the finished product. I am really, really happy with the way that it turned out. It was a little beat up when I first got it. My supervisor had it underneath a pine tree, and pine trees release like acids that can be kind of harmful to wood, lumber. So we replaced the benches and gave it a nice power wash, and it's in pretty good shape. I'm really happy because like, I'm not a builder. Growing up, I'd help my dad here and there build stuff, mostly just being the sidekick, you know, holding tools and flashlights and stuff. But this time he guided me along the way, and I did a good majority of the work. So I'm really, really proud to have something that I can say I fixed. And I'm really happy that we have something, you know, by our garden and by the greenhouse, so that way, you know, while we're planting, I can take a break and sit down. I can have a drink out here and not have it on the floor. And it'll just make things a lot easier, especially because the garden is so much bigger this year. It's probably going to take 2 or 3 days to plant everything with lots of breaks and stuff. So this will be a really nice addition to the garden. There's like a bird or something in the woods. But I am going to add a tablecloth to the top, and I'm thinking about painting the benches. So if you have a suggestion of what color I should paint the benches, I'd love to hear it down below in the comments. Yeah, I really hope that you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!